Hello, welcome to Crooksy Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking about a little film called Gingerclown. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either for a while, but this was bigged up because Tim Curry was doing the voice, only the voice, of a clown again, since the defining role was Pennywise in Stephen King's It, back in the 1990s miniseries. This film is alright. Let's get into it. To begin with, I want to talk about, whenever I first came across this DVD, I was in CEX a couple of days ago. It was there for 50p. I had heard of it. That was it. I had heard that Tim Curry did the voice of a clown in it, and I was like, that's pretty interesting. Big fan of the original 1990s miniseries of It, so I was like, cool, 50p. Why not give it a go? To begin with, I'm going to talk about the DVD that I got. This, although it's reversed, this is the DVD I got. This looks like a really serious horror film. Like the back of it and all. This movie does not take itself seriously at all. The marketing for this film, I don't understand. What pisses me off to begin with is that it's got Tim Curry, Gingerclown. They make it two words here. Whenever I searched it up on IMDb to try and get some research for this video, it's one word, and it also was in 3D. But yeah, it says Tim Curry, Gingerclown, It has returned. It's pretty obvious what they're trying to do there. It, Pennywise, it's nothing to do with it. It's trying to get the idiot consumer to buy this shit, thinking it's like a sequel to It somehow, which doesn't exist. There's a remake, brilliant remake, but sequel? But yeah, just to begin with, I'm going to read you the blurb on the back of this here to kind of give you the story of what's going on in this movie. When high schooler Biff and his buddies challenge Sam, the high school loser, to a dare, the game is on. Keen to impress Jenny, the quarterback's girlfriend, Sam takes the challenge to spend the night at an old abandoned amusement park. But he doesn't go in alone. Jenny goes too, and together they must face the creatures hidden in the darkness. But can they survive? Spoiler warning. Yeah, they do. There's one death in this film, and it's Biff. And it's not satisfying. One bit. This cover pisses me off because it takes itself too seriously when the film doesn't. It gives you false expectations as soon as you go into the film. You're going to think you've got this gore-drenched horror film. This guy, it's not in the movie. Don't get why it's there. Who's hushing who? The monsters in this film are very vocal. Yeah, so Tim Curry plays Gingerclown. Fair enough. He does the voice. Everything else is a puppeteer, I'm pretty sure. It looks like a puppet. It's like a big mask and hands, and the rest is like a black cloak. So yeah, Tim Curry does the voice. You also have the voice of Brad Dourif, who I'm sure, as you well know, plays the voice of Chucky in the Child's Play films and the other Chucky films that go along with it. You also got Lance Henriksen, the dude who played Bishop in the Aliens film. Yeah. You could, they're all voices to puppets in this film, but the film doesn't take itself seriously. As I said before, it's a fun it's a fun comedy film with horror elements, more because there's one death, who is Biff, as I said. He dies in, there's a ride you go to in the amusement park, and they would be spinning like mad. Dies on one of them because it goes too fast, and he turns into a skeleton with all his guts and shit hanging out. It's stupid, but it's funny. That's what this film aims to be. Funny. Which that cover of the DVD does not give at all. It's in a Hungarian film, which I can tell in a way that it's not done like a Hollywood film, even though it's based in Hollywood in 1987, which has nothing to add to the story. But it kind of sets it up well enough. You can tell the people in this film that were doing the film, even doing the voices, they're enjoying themselves. That's what I feel like this film is. It was like a dude had this idea and he just wanted to make it, and he had the luck of getting Brad Dourif and Tim Curry and your other fella on board to just be voices. There's also a girl that does like this spider creature, and she's great. Can't remember her name though, unfortunately. So yeah, I watched this film for the first time today, and I'm not going to watch it again. I can say that outright. I know for a fact I'm not going to watch this film again. But I was doing the ironing, and I was like, I want to watch this film, stick it on. And I'm glad I did it while I was doing the ironing, because if not, I probably would have turned it off about halfway through, because it's such a mess. Like, you look away for 1 second, you have no idea what's going on. Like, how did the characters end up in whatever situation they're in? And most of the time, they're like walking past creatures who are just bickering between each other. Like, the dialogue's really funny at times, but a lot of the time, it falls flat. I remember whenever I was watching the opening of the film, it's like a bunch of jocks and their girls at these cars. They're all parked above, looking over Hollywood for some reason, or behind the big Hollywood sign and stuff. And the guy is just so overacting and ridiculous, like so cartoonish. I was like, oh, this is one of those movies where it's like a movie within a movie. Like, they're going to come out of the theater after watching this terrible stuff, but that's the movie. And it sets it up for low expectation. Like, it's going to be stupid, cartoonish and funny, which it is, but like I said, it falls flat in its face a lot of the time. The moments with Tim Curry in it, he's got some weird fucking lines in this film. I was like, they just handed him the script and were like, just read out these lines in a menacing way. The only thing that comes across even remotely like Pennywise is the laugh. Because I think it's hard to change your laugh in general. Brad Dourif sounds exactly like he did in Chucky. I don't think there's any escaping that. He's a really funny character in the film. He's only in it for about 2 minutes, but that's what this film seemed to be for me. It was like, you're not really watching it for the story, because there is none. This guy, like I said, the guy gets bullied into going into this theme park, and the girl follows him into it because she's worried about him. But once they're in the theme park, you're just sitting there looking, you're waiting for the next creature to come across, because they're all done with practical effects. I say practical effects, they're really, really bad practical effects, but I will take bad practical effects over alright CGI anytime, because I can believe practical effects more than CGI. It looks like a cartoon half the time. I did have moments where I was like sitting doing my ironing like this here, and I was like, that's kind of funny. Wasn't a lot, but it happened. I would say Gingerclown is a film made for people interested in making films in a way, because you can see the passion that's went into it. It's a good story, hasn't been executed very well. You can see the enjoyment people have had making it, and that's the whole point of filmmaking, to enjoy yourself. It's a job, but it's a fucking great job, I'm sure. I make short films, nothing to the extent of this. Watching films like this make me think like, oh shit, I could do something like that. It's like whenever I watch Clerks for the first time. Kevin Smith directed Clerks, he did it in black and white, he had no money to do it, he sold his whole comic book collection to do it. And I remember watching that film for the first time, and that's what like inspired me to want to make films. I've never made a feature film, but I've done short films. I'm not proud of a lot of them, but some of them I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's what I feel like this guy got his break to make the film he wanted to. And with such a great cast. Obviously this dude's fascinated with the 80s, because there's like the bully's called Biff, Back to the Future. The guy's backpack, which he's like obsessed with because it has his favourite comic in it, which is The Twilight Zone, and it also has the sports almanac from Back to the Future 2 in it. So yeah, you can tell this guy, like, he loves his pop culture and stuff. Doesn't rip it to shreds like a lot of bad films try to do. He's enjoying himself. He's throwing wee nudges in here. Yes, some of the dialogue is pretentious. It goes on a bit more than it needs to, but it's a fun film, marketed really badly, especially here in the UK. I'm not too sure how it was marketed everywhere else. I know for a fact it was like Gingerclown 3D. Don't know how the 3D goes into it at all. Nothing in it was in your face, you know, whoop, none of that shit. But that was America. I'm pretty sure Lionsgate had it picked up in America or something, but over here it was released by Anchor Bay, who do a lot of cheap horror films. I know because I own a lot of them. I said it before, I'm not going to watch this film again, but I'm glad it did, because it was a fun ride to begin with, but it's not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone. I watched it for the first time, enjoyed it enough, seeing the passion that went into making it, and was lost along the way at parts, but I guess in a way it underused its big names, but I feel like maybe in budgetary reasons they could only have them for so long, but hey, they got them in the first place. So I would give Gingerclown maybe a 4 out of 10. I'm not being generous with that or disrespectful, I just feel like that's pretty much what it is. That's the last thing I need to talk about. Why the fuck is it called Gingerclown? The only thing he says not to call him is Dorothy in the film. Don't get it. Don't mention Gingerclown one bit. Dude's not even ginger. He's got big glowing eyes and a big stupid head. That's it. Hope you enjoyed my little talk and review about Gingerclown. If you want to see it for yourself, it's in CEX for 50p. Why not? See you next time.